Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of y'all who really watch me and really support me, y'all know I've been gone, I've been MIA from my channel, but it's for good reasons, for a good cause. I am officially back. I know the scenery look different, the quality look mwah, because your girl has leveled up her camera quality. If you watch my last video, this quality is totally different from that. If you read that title, then you already know like what's finna get talked about in this video. Before I even get into all of that, I do want y'all to know that I will have different segments of my channel. Yes, I still will be vlogging, but I will have a segment where I just sit down and talk about like my journey with God. Sometimes I think I'm gonna do Bible study sessions with y'all. Before I get into all that, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. Like, tell a friend to come over here. Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? So let me pull up my notes. Okay. These segments are going to be called Let's Talk About It. It's gonna be like, you know, different topics and stuff like that. Of course, because this is the breakout video, I gotta give y'all my testimony and like why I'm here, like what drove me to the point where I feel like I gotta switch my content, where I gotta sit down and give y'all my testimony. I'm finna be open with y'all. This is me being very open and transparent about my journey with God. How did I get here? Like, how did I get here? I done got asked this question, like, when did you know that da-da-da? Like, when did it happen? Like, I'm not gonna lie, surrendering myself to God, it took a lot of like heartbreaks. It took a lot of lessons. It took a lot of convictions. If you know what conviction is, conviction really be hitting you. God changed me in a second, but like the process leading up to it, you know, it took a minute. I think my process before fully surrendering to God took me a year. Okay, so there was a point where I woke up, and then there was a point where my spirit woke up. So let's get into how like the moment I woke up, the moment I snapped into reality and was like, okay, cool, like it's no more time for games. This happened for me whenever I got pregnant with my daughter. I'm turning 20 in May, she'll be 2 in September. I got pregnant with my daughter when I was 17. I had her at 18. The process of being pregnant with her and then having her, like, it just opened my mind to a lot of things. But the most important thing it did was like turn me to God more. I've always, you know, had a relationship with God, and I always felt like I knew him. But now who I am today, I did not know God like I thought I did. But, you know, I was crying to God, like crying myself to sleep too, like, you know, just wondering, asking him questions like, you know, like how I'm gonna do this. Like, as my stomach getting bigger, I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm really finna have this baby. Like, God is trusting me to be a mother. So then that's when like the worries was coming in. Now that I know what it is, the devil was 100% attacking my mind. I was questioning myself, like, am I gonna be a good mother? Like, you know, what if I fail her as a mother? Like, you know, reality was just hitting, especially like once I started hearing her heartbeat, like once she started moving, and like not just no regular moves, like crazy moves where like you feel the baby turning and stuff like that. Like, I started to fall in love with her, and I'm just, you know, like, okay, I need to lock in for my baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's the moment where I woke up. My lock-in process consisted me of like leaving the person I was with and then like actually reading the Bible. Like, I had a Bible. Ooh, something done got in my eye. I had a Bible, but I never really just like opened it and read it like on my personal time. I would only like open it and read at church. So that was my priorities. Read the Bible, you know, actually get to know God, you know what I'm saying? And leave anything that's not benefiting me or is gonna help me grow my relationship with God. So like during this time, I wasn't reading it every day, but like max, I was reading like once or twice a week. Twice, like on a good week, like when I'm feeling good, or if I'm feeling like extra weight on my shoulders, it'll be like 2 times a week. So that's when I started to pray, and I actually started to like hear God. I know a lot of people expect to hear like, you know, a literal voice, a whisper, like something like when it comes to God's voice, but it wasn't nothing like that. God speaks to you through your own thoughts. God speaks to you through other people. He's very intentional with his ways of communication. So you just have to have the spirit of discernment and just really have like the ears to listen to him. You know what I'm saying? It's very windy out here, y'all, so I hope the mic is not picking up none of this wind. It feels good, but it's crazy windy. So like after I was doing that, like praying, asking him questions, and then like getting answers, I started like to see him really work in my life. Like it was crazy. So I'm like, what? If this is what it's like, if I really prioritize him and put him first, I'm trying to have this feeling forever, because it's like the best feeling when you get to see God do his, man, when you just get to see him do what he do. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It was a crazy experience for me. I was so hungry and thirsty. Like, man, he started showing me like, keep that hunger, I'm gonna give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? That was like my peak moment with him. Like, you know, he started pouring blessings over me, and I'm like, okay, if I bear good fruit, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get good things out of life. So that was just a crazy cool experience for me. After experiencing the peak of him, that's when I started to understand like different words in the Bible, what it means to be this, what it means to be that. And that's when I actually started like comparing myself to the people in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I this fool that they talk about? Am I righteously walking? Am I doing things to please God? So I started to actually like apply myself to the word like the end of 2025. That's when I found out what being a lukewarm Christian was, and I was like, oh, that's me. Like, I don't want to be lukewarm, God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm praying to him like, you know, God, like, I don't want to be lukewarm. Like, make me a full woman of God. Like, I want to surrender my whole entire self to you. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I was still having one foot in the door with him and then one foot out in the world. Like, I was still down to go out at events. I was still down to like entertain people I knew I shouldn't be entertaining. Like, I was just in the world. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't being led by God. I was just doing what I wanted to do with like a little spice of God on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a side piece, and the world was my full course meal at the time. So like, I wish I had scriptures prepared and stuff like that. I'm just letting the Holy Spirit like just lead my words however when it comes to this video. But you know, to be in the world is to just be like moved by everything that you see. When you follow God, you cannot be moved by the physical. Following God means you gotta, you know, have faith in things that we cannot see. We're not fighting against flesh and blood. We're fighting against the principalities of like higher and bigger, greater things that we can even think of, right? After I had my daughter, I had slowed down on smoking. But then like I just completely stopped smoking at one point. But then like, you know, I started dabbling and drinking. Like, I don't even drink. But because I didn't have that substance of weed, I turned over to like alcohol. Like, you know, I wasn't doing it like that. But like, you know, if it was all for the special events and stuff like that. But then eventually I had to cut that out too. I'm reading stuff in the Bible about like a person who drinks is already dead. And you know, knowing that I prayed that prayer to God about not wanting to be lukewarm, God was convicting me in like many different ways about my actions. So I had to correct myself in like different areas. So now I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't plan on doing any of that either. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to have a sober mind, sober body. In order for God to really get to you, you gotta be clean. Like, you gotta be pure, clean slate, everything. Like, I had to throw my old self literally away in the trash. Like, the things I used to do, just I don't do them no more. I don't. Now let's get into the moment I like literally surrendered myself. Like, I remember this moment so vivid and so clear, y'all. My memory is real bad, but I remember this day because it was, you know, it was something special to me. Okay, so like I was saying, like, I was in a world, meaning like, you know, I was entertaining whoever I wanted to entertain or whatever and stuff like that when it comes to boys. So, you know, I was talking to this boy, like in the back of my head, because I'm in my word a little bit, like I'm knowing a little bit, I knew me talking to this boy, like it wasn't benefiting me, it wasn't pleasing God, like I was gaining nothing, God was gaining nothing from me talking to this dude. So I prayed to God about this dude and everything multiple times. He gave me answers and I still, like, I literally ignored God. Like, imagine ignoring God, y'all. Imagine. So I was ignoring him, like being a little defiant child that we are. Child, I must have made that last prayer. I made this last prayer. I'm like, look, just put it in my face. Just put it in my face, God. You know what I'm saying? So surely enough, he put it in my face where I couldn't just look past it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think a day or two later, like something was revealed to me and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it up. I'm done with him. You know what I'm saying? I had to wash my hands clean with him and stuff like that. You know, I got in my feelings. Like it wasn't about the boy. I just got in my feelings because I knew what I was finna prepare to do. So, you know, I'm praying to him, literally like on my knees. Feel like I was in a movie, bro. I'm crying. I'm like, okay, God, like I surrender to you. I'm leaving my old self in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like I surrender. And this happened the beginning of the year. It was perfect timing. I've been on my abstinence journey since January, and I plan on being on this journey until somebody put a ring on that finger. But yeah, like that was the moment I surrendered. Me crying and doing all that, like it put me in a mode where I had made a song. I made a song, y'all. Fun fact: after that first song I made about God, I be making music now, y'all. But it be only about God. I ain't gonna lie. After that, it was up. Like if y'all watching this video and y'all really hearing me, surrender yourself. Why wait? I'm thinking to myself like, what? I waited this long, cause mind you, after that, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I read the Bible every day. I read the Bible every day. If I miss a day, I'm reading it the next day. Literally, like I don't play. Like when you're in your word, life is so much better. When you're in your word, you know stuff. You know the truth. When you in your word, you get closer with God. I had a relationship with him, but baby, that relationship was probably on like the lowest level. I'm like 10 more levels higher than the level I thought I was on. Not only do you unlock levels, you unlock access to him. Like the miracles get bigger and bigger. His responses get clearer and clearer. Like it's crazy, man. So I encourage everybody. I mean, start somewhere. Daily devotional every day. You can use a little app on your phone, or you can get like the physical little book I got. If you can spend money on a $700 phone or $1,000 phone, I'm sure you can spend like $20 to get a Bible, $20 to get a Bible study book. Like, it's 24 hours out the day, and y'all telling me y'all don't take 30 minutes to give God the praise. Y'all don't take 30 minutes to actually sit down and get to know God. You know what I'm saying? Like, mind you, I'm not better than anybody. But now that I am where I am, the world is so full of sin and it's just corrupt. And a lot of things that we think is normal, or a lot of things that the world done made normal, it's not normal, and it's demonic. You know what I'm saying? It's evil spirits flying around everywhere. And it's not no joke either. And when people talk about the end times, I want you to read Revelations and you tell me what you think. I know y'all be like, they've been saying this for years and years and years, but you gotta know that our timing is nothing like God. 10 years down here could be just one day up there to God. You know what I'm saying? The devil busy, y'all. I really do hope that y'all took in what I said, and hopefully me sharing my testimony helps anybody out there who's going through similar things, who's scared to, you know, give it all to God. This is your sign to just do it. Don't be scared. I'm like 10 times better than I was like when I was in the world. I'm gonna wrap up this video, but for the ladies out there who is trying to get closer with God, I have a Virtuals Women's group chat. Every Wednesday I do Bible studies at 7 o'clock, and I don't know. I think y'all should get in where y'all fit in. You know what I'm saying? It's good to fellowship over his word. So just text me. All my social medias is in the description. I would prefer if you text me on Instagram. Get in with me if you're trying to get in with God. My purpose of having this segment on this channel is to just spread his word, share my journey with y'all. For right now, these videos will be random. I don't have a schedule for when these videos will drop. I appreciate those who really sat down and listened to me. I pray that God got something big for you. I pray that God releases all that heavy stress off your body. I just pray for good things for you. And you can only get those good things when you hand it over to God. When you throw your old self away and let God bear good fruit in you through his word, them good things gonna come to you. When I say back to back to back to back, don't be scared. Please don't be scared. But y'all, like I said in the beginning, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, share this video to a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Bye bye.